great thing about being a reader right now is that there are so many books. As an author, I get tons of books thrown my way from other authors that I meet or other readers who are suggesting things to me. And so what I want to do is, of the books that I say I will promote on my email list, which if you subscribe to my email list, I will send you a free book. You should do that. Every week I send out an email to my readers letting them know about what I'm up to, and I also plug a couple other books. And so what I'm going to do on this list for us is go through the books that I get and what that other authors ask me to share with my readers, and then we're just going to rate them, and so that you can decide if this is a book that you might possibly want to read, and I will decide if it was a good idea for me to send them to my readers or not. So here's my 4-point system that I'm going to rate them on, and either I'm going to rate them with a like or a not like, dislike, boo, these things. So here's what I'm going to rate them on. The first thing that I'm going to rate them on is the cover. Is the cover great? Is it eye-catching? Is it something that you might want to pick up just because you saw it on the shelf? We say don't judge a book by its cover, but it's literally all we do. All right, the next thing that I'm going to rate is the blurb, which is trade speak for the description, right? Those next little words that come underneath what is written there. Then we're going to read the first page together, and I imagine like going to the library and like opening up the book and reading the first page and determining whether you want to flip the page and get the next one. And so that's going to be a like or dislike, as well as we're going to check out the top rated review and the least rated review. Now, as an author myself, I understand the level of scrutiny I am subjecting these authors who I know and have offered to swap with. I myself am putting myself up for that same level of scrutiny. So don't worry, I'm not judging these authors harshly for any one reason. It's so that you, as a YouTuber or the person listening to this, can figure out if these are more books that you want to read or not. So let's get going with book number 1. It's written by Tiffany Shand, and it is called The Rogues of Magic Short Story Collection. So The Rogues of Magic Short Story Collection. Let's just enjoy this cover here for a second. I see on this a man with like long flowing locks, and he has magic going on like in his hands, obviously. He also has magic going on like in between his knees down there a little bit. He's got a cape, he's walking through a door. I am not the biggest fan of like people on the cover most of the time. Now, granted, sometimes you can see a book and be like, yeah, that's an awesome cover, and I love the person on that cover. This is okay. I think that this would be a good cover, so I'm gonna give this a like, thumbs up. The Rogues Magic, except this, I would suggest this guy gets a haircut. Long hair, fantasy books, somebody's gonna, scalp you. That's definitely what's gonna happen. Okay, so let's go and check out the blurb together and see if this is something that you might read. All right, so here we go. This collection of 6 high fantasy stories will transport you into another realm. This collection of stories has it all: demon queens, mermaids, seers, wyverns, those clashes over thrones, denial of royal bloodlines, you name it, it's here. You'll find yourself on the edge of your seat, rooting for the good guys to win out against evil, threatening to destroy the kingdoms. No matter what you're in the mood for, this book will satisfy. Packed full of rogue heiresses, prophecies, curses, secret marriages and sons, missing townfolks, villages in despair, murder and enslaved people, this collection embodies what it means to be high fantasy. Don't wait, buy your copy today and embark on an adventure like no other. I appreciate the amount of keywords that just got thrown into that description. When it says you name it, it's here, I tend to believe that because of everything that just got listed. Mermaids and demon queens, missing townsfolks, villagers and dangers, murder and enslaved people. We got a lot going on. with this. The blurb's a little wordy for me. My taste, I like a little shorter thing, but I'm gonna give it a thumbs up for the fact that it literally says what it promises. You name it, it's here. At this point, I believe that. So let's check out the first page together. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go on the I'm gonna go just to chapter 1 and get the very first page. All right. Ooh, yeah. Here we go. Let's see. Rhiannon Vallon's long blonde hair. Not the person on the front cover. Okay. Long blonde hair whipped behind her. Definitely not the person on the front cover. And her mare's hooves thudded against the hard ground. She left the healing house behind after saying goodbye to her mother. Trees blurred past, but it would only take a couple of hours to get back to the palace in Labyrinth. Hey, wait for me, Ed called. She turned to see Edward Roan, her best friend and appointed bodyguard, on his black stallion, trotting towards her. With his short brown hair, brown eyes, and black armor, he looked rugged and handsome. Anne grinned. Not my fault you can't keep up. I keep up. I just can't keep you safe if I can't see you. Ed glanced around uneasily, as if he expected something to jump out at them. Anne couldn't understand why he seemed so on edge. They were in the old road, surrounded by dozens of trees, the air thick with the heavy scent of grass and wet leaves. She rolled her eyes. Since when have I needed you to keep me safe? All right, that's the first page. Off the top of my head, I'm gonna say Ed dies. Like, he kicks it. I don't think he makes it past the first, this story. There's absolutely no way. She's got long blonde hair. He's got short brown hair. Rides a black horse. Best friend. Appointed bodyguard. He's gonna die. Like, just calling that right there. Yeah. Thumbs up for this page. This looks good. I like it. Okay. On Amazon, I'm looking here and it looks like there are only 5 reviews of this book, and they're all 5 stars. Just as like a reader, an author who's been on Amazon a couple of times, when I see only 5-star ratings on a book that just got released, 100%, this author has had her readers go ahead and review the book. Great idea. Fantastic. However, I don't know if anyone has actually gone and like really given it the once over. Oh, I know how to do this. I know what we're going to do, and it's going to be scary. If you are unfamiliar, dear reader, there are Amazon reviews, which are typically fairly nice. And then there are Goodreads reviews. Goodreads reviews are typically rather mean. Let's see. It makes me nervous just even typing it in because I know my books are not rated well on Goodreads. Hey, I see a 4-star review on here. Okay, so here's the 4-star review from Goodreads. From Tiffany. An amazing short story collection about events before and after the Rogues of Magic series. Okay, so this is a short story series collection based on another series. I like that tie-in. Good job, author. I enjoyed each and every story, and their uniqueness and graceful storytelling gives a fan more of an insight into Shan's beautifully crafted world. All right. Looks good. This was also a very recent review when the book was released. So let's check out the best rated review here on Amazon. Top contributor of fantasy books, Christy. Got some clout behind this review. I love the world of rogues, and this collection was a great way to revisit. The stories were about new and old characters and so much fun to read. It had suspense, mystery, magic, crazy, and fun characters to enjoy. Mystery, magic, crazy, and fun characters to enjoy. Ah, there we go. Okay, so it lists then all the stories that are there, which is Druid's Heir, No Sanctuary, and Bound by Darkness, Wyvern's Curse, Forsaken, On Dangerous Tides. All right, looks like there are Druid's Heirs, No Sanctuary, Bound by Darkness, Wyvern's Curse, Forsaken, and Dangerous Tides. 6 short stories in this collection. I received an advanced copy of this anthology, and this is my honest review. Just a fun set of stories I enjoyed. Well, there you go. I would say, based on these based on my categories of cover, blurb, reviews, and first page. Go read this book. This one sounds like a good one. Thumbs up. Way to go, Tiffany Shand and the Roads of Magic. You should go check this one out. Okay, so that was the first one. The next one is called The Secret of Excalibur. And I just need you to soak this up with me for a second. Like... I told you, I'm not a big fan of people on the cover. This screams like romance category to me. Like, just because of, like, dude with the smolder. Oh, let me try to... with the half smile. Nope, I don't got it. Okay, The Secret of Excalibur, a paranormal sci-fi adventure. Well, there you go. Excalibur Saga, Book 1. And I see it's right now, books 1 through 4 are available. Nice. Personal preference. I am judging a book by this cover. I don't like the cover. I don't like it at all. It makes me uncomfortable. This is not an epic fantasy book to me. Sorry, Sahara, Foley. It's not one that I would pick up. But okay, so here we go. Cover aside. So let's say you've gotten this book and you're like, the cover's weird, but I'm gonna open it and see. Here is the blurb. Oh. This is a long blurb. This is a lot. Okay, here we go. His superpowers made him invincible, or so he thought. Ever since his head injury, Arthur has become fearless, arrogant even. The CIA, FBI, he laughed in their faces and teleported halfway across the world. To England, of all places. The Institute of Psychic Research, to be exact. One of the doctors there sets his heart throbbing. Ruth Burns is a feisty redhead who wants nothing to do with the obnoxious American. However, her boss and his colleague, Commander Dobby, have other ideas. They devise a plan to use her to control Arthur and his abilities. Tired of Dobby's bureaucratic nonsense, Arthur teleports to the countryside with Ruth by his side. They end up at Lake George, a place where Ruth previously had a horrifying encounter with the Lady of Lake and legendary sword Excalibur. When Arthur gets mentally scanned by something metal, alive, not moving, he is compelled to hunt for the infamous pair. Suddenly, their trip turns into a military expedition and they realize that there are more secrets hidden beneath the dark waters than anyone imagined. I'm still reading. It's still going. Okay. And to top it off, unknown forces are causing Arthur's powers to go wonky. He's losing control. Fear has become the order of the day. Will Arthur be able... Oh, I lost it. Will Arthur be able to recover his abilities in time to prevent World War III? His next move may determine the fate of the world. You'll love this snarky urban fantasy sci-fi adventure because the twists, the turns, smoldering romance make you want to keep turning the pages. Get it now. Almost. I feel like I've already read the book. No. I'm sorry, thumbs down on this blurb. It's so long. There's so much going on. And now I have questions. The CIA, the FBI, Arthur is an American who goes to England and teleports. He teleports there because he can, but he lost his powers somehow. I feel like I've already read the book. I feel like I've already read the first page, but on we soldier. Here we go. Secret of Excalibur. Chapter 1. The Institute for Psychic Research, London, England. Maybe the description was like the prologue. Okay. Why do you get so adamant about this, Dr. Tober? Asks a tall, thin woman. She's wearing a white lab coat and a conservative gray pinstripe skirt with matching expensive pumps. Arms loosely crossed, lips pursed. She's peering down a man who has large, soft brown eyes made bigger by the Coke-bottled lenses of his glasses. As I've told you before, Dr. Burns, the older doctor explains, scowling up at the woman. Having several psychic abilities is theoretical. We've never found clinical evidence a person can have more than one paranormal ability, and the few people we found with only one ability are sad specimens indeed. Commander Dobby seems perfectly satisfied with the results from Williams and Halverson, the lady says with a trace of annoyance in her soft, cultured voice. She's toying with a man's gold wedding band threaded on a gold necklace around her neck. And after all, he's in charge of the Institute, sir. Now, this first page does not make me want to read this book. Don't see any errors, don't see any problems there, but I have questions about this book. It's slow already. It feels kind of slow. So, I'm gonna say no on this one. No to that. It does have 127 ratings on Amazon, though. 127 ratings. So that's great. Let's look. Okay, so we have half of them are 5 stars. So maybe this is not my book. Maybe it's somebody else's book. And some of them are 1 stars. Oh no. As an author, like I get 1-star reviews. I get it. People don't like my stuff. That's fine. This review is by Meredith. This is now my least favorite book of all time. That's harsh, Meredith. And this is now my least favorite book of all time. I don't understand the good ratings. The concept seemed good, but the execution was not. The book was filled with typos and poor writing. The story gets stranger and stranger as the book goes on, and not in a good way. I love the story behind how this book got published, and the writer did a better job than I could, but it's really bad. Oh, okay. It's really bad. All right. Sorry about that, Sahara. Let's read a more recent 5-star review. We're going to say most recent 5-star, which was in 2020. Okay. Very interesting version of Excalibur. All right. Being an Arthurian fan, I was interested to see where the story was going. A modernized version of Arthur, Merlin, and Excalibur. Oh, Merlin's in this too. Why wouldn't he be at this point? As the blurb suggests, it's a hero fantasy sci-fi adventure. I enjoyed it, and it had me wanting to keep reading all the way through. This is a great adventure, and certainly recommend this to fans of both genres. What are the genres that you recommend? Secret of Excalibur, paranormal, sci-fi adventure. Okay, so yeah, paranormal and sci-fi fantasy. Like I said, there are 4 books in this series, and book 2 has mostly 4 stars, book 3 mostly 5 stars, and book 4 mostly 5 stars. So Sahara has soldiered on. Sahara Foley has soldiered on. It looks like the readers who are into this book stay into this book. So on the reviews, thumbs up for The Secret of Excalibur, book 1 in the Excalibur saga. Check it out. It might be your thing. It does not sound like it's mine, but that's okay. That's why it's a great time to be a reader, because there are so many books out there. Hey, thank you so much for listening. I hope this is going to be a fun series to do for you, a reader who gets to experience some fantastic indie fantasy stories, and maybe some, not so fantastic indie fantasy stories. It's going to be good. I'm excited about this series. It's going to be great. Hey, do me a favor. If you're new to this channel, hit this little subscribe orb. Subscribe to the channel. I'm going to do one of these each week. Can't wait to do more of them with you. And let me know in the comments if you have a indie fantasy book suggestion that I should review. Would love to hear from it. Thanks, and we'll see you soon.